Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. You know what we do. You know how we do it. We bring it to you live, real, unfiltered, raw, and direct. And that's why the fighters respect what we do. Today, I have a great guest, but before we jump in, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of our show, Natalie Lopez, attorney at law. When life hits hard, the law firm of Natalie Lopez hits back harder. Like the champ we're about to interview. He landed a big shot to capture the Bantamweight Championship of the world in the BKFC. You can reach Natalie Lopez at 954-888-8833. You can follow her on Instagram at nat.guilty. That's nat.guilty. She covers criminal law and family law in Florida. You can reach her today. Appreciate you, Natalie, and your continued support of our channel. Let's jump in. Hell, I got the new BKFC Bantamweight champion of the world with me. Justin Joyboy Ibarrola is in the building. He is a friend of the program, and I am so blessed and privileged to have him back on with us today. Welcome aboard, my friend. Champ!
Man, how'd I forget the belt for this damn interview?
How did you do that? You don't carry it, like you don't have it, like you're not walking around with it every day now?
Nah, I'm not Kai Stewart, man. I don't need the attention.
Shots fired, Kai
I-
Stewart.
I'm I'm the champ. I know I'm the champ. They know I'm the champ. We don't gotta show them every day. We don't need that. You know, we don't need to be. I don't know the word, man. I'm probably punch drunk by now, but whatever.
Bro, we're gonna keep it a buck here, man. You know how it goes, man. I appreciate you for jumping on board, man. Yo, let's rewind here, man. Actually, let's fast forward. How has it been since you won the belt? What was it now? 10 days, 12 days ago? How has
About
it
yeah,
been for
yeah,
you? How has it, or 2 weeks? It was 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
yeah,
How
yeah.
has it been for you the past 2 weeks since that moment? And then we'll reverse and start and go backward because obviously you've been everywhere. I've seen pictures, I've seen social media, but how has it been for you?
It really didn't hit me until this week, honestly. Just looking back on everything, looking at the rankings, looking at, all the photos and whatever. And I'm like, damn, I'm champion now. Like, that's kind of cool. That's what's up. Like, not a lot of people could say that. Not a lot of the fighters can say that. Not a lot of people have succeeded like I did. Um, but it's cool. But, as far as I'm concerned, there ain't no belt around my waist. I got to keep it a buck. We're 0-0 in my head, and we still have something to prove, and we're still trying to work our way to the top. So that's uh that's kind of how I'm moving right now. I don't want to flaunt things around and act big time just yet until I really solidify my career.
So not just yet.
Not just yet.
Maybe a few fights from now, but not just yet. Yo, talk about this fight, man. I mean, look, it was a great matchup for you and Ryan Reber, a great opportunity for both of you. You went through what I don't know that most people can understand, or even most people know who are not in the inside of the BKFC. But you had your first child on November 22nd,
Yep.
and you fought on December the 5th.
Yep. 2 weeks
Talk
after.
about that 13 days weight cutting, this experience, because I'm sure you were in the hospital for like 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
And were you training while your fiance was in the hospital? Were you training those couple days, or were you just in the hospital? And just that experience, and how heavy was that for you to, because that's tough. I don't give you can front before a fight, but that crap ain't easy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got kind of lucky in a way because obviously we had our baby on a Saturday. So I was already hitting my rest weekend. So
Mhm.
I wasn't honestly too focused on training. Um, we induced our baby because of my fight. We went past our due date. We were originally due on uh shit, I should probably know this.
Like a week earlier, you had told me.
Yeah, a week earlier, right? About like 8 days earlier. But we knew that if we waited any longer, there's potential that that baby could come during fight week or potentially during fight night. So we don't want that to happen. So we induced the baby. We were 41 weeks and 1 day when we induced. Um, if I wasn't fighting, would have kind of let it ride. But it is what it is. We were in the hospital, man. My back was hurting, but I can't complain about it because I know she was hurting a lot more. But it was weird. Like I said, I got kind of lucky. Right after we got out the hospital, I went on a run, and man, I was feeling good. I don't know. It's because I just did absolutely nothing, and I kind of got some recovery off of it. Um, but man, I got right back into training, and I just felt brand new, honestly. So it was like everything kind of just went into place perfectly for me, and I'm very grateful that it went the way that it did. Again, I wasn't the one giving birth, so there was no excuse for me to fucking
Can't hear you.
for my fight or
Oh,
anything,
go back. I couldn't hear you for a second.
My bad. Let me put do not disturb on.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to use this as an excuse. There was no excuse. I'm a man. We have a duty to fulfill as a man, and that's get shit done no matter how many um things are thrown at you. I'm here to figure shit out and roll with the punches. And that's kind of just how I live my life. I'm a big fuck it, let's make it happen kind of guy. And that's what it did. I wasn't using anything as an excuse. I wasn't gonna talk about how hard it was. Yeah, I was getting up in the middle of the night, taking care of the baby or just a week before the fight. But also my girlfriend she took on a even bigger role, and she respected that I had this fight coming up, and she was willing to take on, more responsibility and take care of that baby uh for us those first 2 weeks. Like I said, I was still a helping hand, but I wasn't full on because I needed to keep my head in the right place and get my rest and make sure I wasn't skipping training days just because we had the baby. So huge thank you to her. I'm super grateful to have a good partner like that. And yeah, if anything, it was more motivation. I told myself from the moment we found out we were pregnant, my daughter was gonna be born into this world with a champion of a father. And that's what we did.
That's dope, man. I mean, what was I mean, I saw you on the weigh-in. You have the baby at the Hard Rock. You have your baby at the Hard Rock. I remember when people told me because I had my wife had our son before a conference that I had for work. Obviously, I'm not a fighter, but I had a conference for work, and people were like, "You have the baby at the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach 14 days
Uh-huh.
after the baby's born." Like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, hey, bro, we got to do what we got to do. And you're at the Hard Rock, and did you have the baby at the ring?
No,
Okay,
we had so her mom
okay,
um came down and stayed in the room and literally sat in a chair with the baby on her for the entire night of the fights. I came
uh,
upstairs and when I left, she was sitting there. When I came back, she was sitting there. She was like, I haven't moved since. And I was like, what? So yeah, I mean, it was super cool having my daughter upstairs at the Hard Rock after my fight. Like, it's literally one of those like stories
yeah,
that those a huge story that you just hear coming up. I'll sign off. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm at the gym right now.
Yeah,
I don't leave.
I mean, you're training. You're training. You're 2 weeks in as a champion, and you're training. You know, you told me just now before we jumped on every day since you won the belt. That's wild.
Yeah, man. I can't afford to take a step back and go back to my bad habits and get chunky after my fights and take 2 months off from training because it's just a reset button every single fight. It's like get fat and out of shape and then hit that reset button, and now your first 4 weeks of camp is just you getting in shape. When if you're going to be champion, those 4 weeks of camp should be, you know, they should be like the last 4 weeks of your camp. So I know everyone's gunning after my head. Every bantamweight's already calling me out already. Everyone thinks they have the opportunity for who's next. And and I love it. I love it. It's gonna motivate me. It's gonna keep me on track. I have everything to lose now that I'm the champion, and I'm not ready to give that up. So, like I said, I'm not gonna give anyone the slightest chance to get ahead of me. Like I got to stay on top of it now that I'm champion. That should be my mentality from the beginning of my career. Obviously, I was a little degenerate and doing fucking off a lot, but you know, I can confidently own up to my to my bad habits. But
Mhm.
man, we completely changed the wave.
When you went into the weigh-in, you had this it's Monkey DeLuffy, right? That's what it's pronounced. What is this
Yeah,
for
yeah, Monkey
One
D.
Piece?
Luffy.
DeLuffy. Okay, I learned about that like 2 weeks before that because I
Yeah.
saw a guy on who was
Mm.
investing in One Piece. It's called One Piece, right? He's talking about
Yep.
a card he bought. We were talked about. He bought for like $600, and like 6 months later, it was worth $6,000. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Did you walk?
I actually have a sick link because I know you're trying to get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a sick link. It's not English, it's Japanese text, but they're so much more cheaper.
Really? On
Yeah,
TikTok or something else? On TikTok or something
I
else?
have a website. I'll send you the
Shoot,
link. I'll
shoot
send
it to
you
me.
the link.
Definitely, definitely. I need to have my wife research this for me because I'm into sports cards and like this stuff is like so over my head. I don't understand
Yeah.
how anime characters generate so much money. I guess they can never be bad, right? Like an
So
athlete can have a good year and then a bad year, and the car falls off the cliff, and now the
right,
anime character is a character.
and it's only gonna grow
Yeah,
because
yeah.
literally this year that anime took over the world, bro.
It went
It's
nuts, yeah.
it's it's everywhere,
And
and
then it's
and
like
like
better than stocks.
the
Yeah.
outfit I wore at weigh-ins, Steve Aoki, that's his clothing line. Like he
Oh
created a One
wow.
Piece specific clothing line.
Oh
So
wow.
that's where I got that from. But yeah,
Oh
it's
wow.
everyone's hopping on that One Piece wave, bro.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yo, let me ask you about that weigh-in. So you go into the weigh-in. I was afraid that you might turn your ankle in those boots you were wearing, but because it was like
I
you
was
were
trying
kind
to
of
I was trying to walk up the stairs and I'm like, fuck.
those boots did not work with the stairs, man. I could see it like this wasn't a good I don't know. Maybe they should have been waiting on top of the stairs and step into them, but that was interesting. When you get up there, I mean, Ryan Reber was noticeably bigger than you. Like it wasn't even a question. He looked like he
Yeah.
was at least 10 pounds bigger than you. He was ripped. You could see he was very prepared for this fight. I mean, I thought he came ready, and I had my view of the fight and how it if it went certain ways, it was a style situation. And
Yeah.
if you moved
The
backward.
bigger you are doesn't, that doesn't make you a better fighter,
But when you
So,
see, but just like when you see how much big, because he was bigger than when he fought Guyman a few months back. He was way bigger,
yeah.
I thought.
He was
Did
a
you?
lot bigger than I thought. He
Yeah,
was a
that's what I was
lot
gonna
bigger
ask
than
you.
I thought.
Did it surprise you how much bigger he was?
Yeah.
And did you look at that as okay? Clearly, he's gonna have a lot of power in this fight. I gotta move around, and I mean, or was that already a game plan of yours? Was I gotta make him move because I'm quicker. I know I'm quicker than him. Now I got to make him move, and I got to press forward by because I saw
Yeah.
your coach. You said your coach said you go forward
Mhm.
because it, he seems to give away rounds moving backward, and that's the way I
Yeah.
saw it. And what
Yeah,
were your
yeah.
thoughts?
The size, I mean, even leading up to the fight, seeing all the interviews, the BKFC promo, it did get in my head a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was like a little worried about the size. I was like, damn, this motherfucker look big. Like, where'd that come from? And I'm like, you know, um, I'm like cut up and shit, but I'm not like, I'm not massive. Maybe it's different when you're looking at yourself, but and then I saw pictures with us side by side and it was completely different. Yeah, thank you, man. Um, And I'm like, damn, I really was tiny compared to Reber. When I
Yeah,
started looking at the photos and replaying the fight, I was like, damn. But I just had to constantly put in my head, like, yo, first off, I grew up fucking getting my ass beat by guys that are 180, 190, 200 pounds. That's how I started my amateur career. There was no bullshit. I started at a gym, amateur gym, where it was like, um, this is how you're gonna learn. Get your ass in the ring and figure it the fuck out. You know, Like that's how I came up in the amateur world. So it was constant beatings from bigger guys. I've always been the smallest guy in the gym too. So it was like, I just constantly reminded myself those bigger guys are on a completely different level than Reber. Um, they're much better than I am, and I'm over here banging with these big dudes, and these big dudes can't drop me. You know, they can hit me, they can hurt me. I've been hurt a lot coming up from the amateurs to pro in sparring, and and I think that's what people fail to realize is I can get hit, bro. I can get hurt, but I got grit like a motherfucker. Like I got the willpower to keep moving forward. So, you know, we had that discussion between me and Ryan where I kind of said, "Man, I don't give a fuck if I break my hand. I don't give a He said he might break my jaw. I said, "I don't give a fuck if you break my jaw." Like, yeah, it's easier said than done, but I don't think that will in me is willing to quit. Like you would really my jaw would have to be hanging off my face for me to actually like not get back up. Like the way I endure pain and keep my composure, like you wouldn't be able to tell. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I knew I was the better fighter. Didn't matter about size, didn't matter about his power. And quite honestly, he probably landed the cleanest punch on me out of all my opponents, and probably the hardest punch on me out of all my opponents. And as you guys saw, I ate the shit out of that punch. Like, it really didn't phase me. So that really built my confidence. I was like, you know what? I took that clean ass right hand and I kept walking forward, and I was like, why am I not stunned right now? I was questioning myself. I was like, damn, I'm not stunned right now. It must be my big ass head because I know Ryan would drop dudes with that right hand.
Was that the one that he landed in the second round where you kind of moved back a little bit, or was it another punch?
It was the first punch. The first punch landed clean, sharp.
Hmm.
I think he put some pop into that. The second punch, I think I was just dipping at the same time. I don't even think he landed. I think he landed like on the top of my forehead. I don't even remember feeling that punch, honestly. Like it was
Hmm.
kind of just like a little pushback, and I kind of was catching my footing. So honestly, I think I only got punched twice in in that entire fight. So for those who thought I lost the first two rounds and people that thought that Reber was winning, you guys stay in your little delusional bubble of wanting to see me lose so bad that you will convince yourself that any punch that lands on me, I'm losing the fight. And it's ridiculous to me. Like, you guys got to get your head out your ass and be realistic. Like I think that's what sets me apart from these other fighters. I keep it real. I'm realistic as fuck. If I'm losing a round, I'm a say I lose that round. But I really don't think I lost those first two rounds at all. I
Hmm.
think I was, and not only because I was bringing pressure. Like you can still bring pressure and lose a round, of course,
Yeah, of course.
but I was bringing active pressure. I felt like
Yeah.
I was being very active with my feints. I didn't hit him a lot in the head until the third round, but those body shots they count. And I was throwing a lot more body shots at him than he was throwing headshots at me. So for you fans out there who think you know shit, fucking slow the video down by half the speed and really take your time and look at what's going on because you guys don't know shit, obviously. And
No.
especially fucking Roberto Armas's fucking groupies and him himself. I unfollowed his ass. He pissed me off. He's over here talking about our fight still and talking about everyone knows who won that split decision. Bro, you lost. The punch count is there. It's online. Everyone can see the punch count. Everyone can see the amount of looping right hands I made you fucking miss. Everyone can see how many times I made you miss and made you pay for it. Just because you were fucking grunting and talking in the ring and moving forward doesn't mean you won a fucking fight. If you could win a fight for fucking talking in the ring, you'd be undefeated. So fucking hell, you guys are just fucking delusional. It's starting to get annoying. So like at one point, I came to a point in my career where I was like, dude, I just honestly, I don't give a fuck who I fight. Obviously, the money talks. It's gotta make sense, obviously. But I really don't care who I fight because at this point, I'm just annoyed and I want to shut everybody the fuck up because everyone's delusional. I don't know. I could go down this fucking rabbit hole of how stupid everyone is, but we'll cut it there. You guys get my point.
No, I thought you won the first 2 rounds, actually. I mean, I'm sitting with the press and the media members, and we're all talking about who we got winning the fight. I picked you to win the fight. I thought it'd be a decision. I thought you'd win a decision. I mean, you finished
It's
each round.
funny. I don't know if you saw my backstage interview. Um,
Mhm.
and by the way, I try to stay as humble as possible this entire fight
Yeah,
because I like Ryan.
yeah.
I was gonna talk shit, but I wasn't gonna talk as if I was gonna kill the man in the ring. For me, I would have enjoyed going. My bad. For me,
Mhm.
I would have enjoyed going 5 rounds with Ryan because I like the dude, and I knew if it went the distance, neither of us would be majorly injured.
Yeah.
And I could have won, you know. But at the same time, it was him or me, and it wasn't
Yeah.
gonna be me. So I just happened to land that clean punch. And the night of the fight, I said in the backstage interview that Cyrus, he asked me, "What's your prediction for the fight?" I said, this whole camp, I was like, let's go the distance. Like, I don't really give a shit if I stop Ryan. I don't want to hurt the dude. I don't really care how the fight goes. And then something within me just spoke to me. I was like, I don't. I've been saying we're going the distance, but I think I might stop him tonight. Like
Mhm.
that's what I said in the backstage interview. I was like, I think we might get a stoppage tonight, and that was just straight feeling. Like something
Mhm.
within me. There's a fire, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this fight's gonna go the distance, and it ain't gonna be me dropping to the floor. So
So in round 3, you land that big overhand, and I mean, you dropped him once, and then he gets up, and you drop him again with that big overhand, and I mean, this wasn't just a knockout. You made a guy quit. Like, realistically, I mean, I saw his eye. His eye was fucked up, but
right, right,
you know,
and
you know,
that's
and the fight would have been stopped if he had gotten up and continued to fight, the fight would have been stopped at the end of round
I
3
think
because
so.
his eye was a complete meatball. It looked like
I think
you remember
so.
you remember the Kimbo Slice first fight they showed of Kimbo Slice backyard brawls where he turned that guy's eye into a meat patty, like looked like this.
Yeah, bro.
That's what his eye looked like. I saw him after the
Yeah,
fight. His eye was an absolute golf ball, and they would
yeah.
have stopped the fight. But
And I definitely would have made it worse, bro. I would have hit that eye again, and he would have been in much more pain. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that in a
yeah,
cocky way or anything. Um, but yeah,
but the fact you made him quit, like almost like no mas type shit.
yeah.
How does that
Well,
as a fighter and again, you're the smaller guy. How does that make you feel as a fighter for you just hell moving forward that yo, look what look, I mean, that's the best guy you
yeah,
fought. That's the best guy
yeah,
you fought. And
yeah,
you had
yeah.
your best performance of your career, in my
Right.
opinion,
Yeah.
in
No,
that
I
fight.
agree. I agree. Yeah. So, um, I think people underestimate my power because I am on the smaller side, but I think they fail to realize how your body works. I think I'm just more like dense. My
Mhm.
muscles a little more compressed. Um, and I think that's what people fail to realize just because they see size and they think immediately, oh, he don't hit hard. But I hit like I'm not even saying this to be a cocky fucking person. I hit like I'm 200 pounds. I really do. Like the guys that I fucking spar, after every spar, and I'm not just saying this, after every spar, they're like fuck, bro. Like Justin, all he does is hit hard. Like there's no like like every punch he throws is a fucking power punch. Like
Mhm.
the coaches are like, yo, you need to learn how to like, you know, set things up and touch and then throw power. And I was like, no, like I fight bare knuckle. I want every punch that I land to hurt you, you know. So like I'm a precision power puncher. I'm not a flurry puncher. I'm not a necessarily volume puncher. I'm a when I land a punch, I want it to hurt you kind of puncher. And people want to talk about my knockouts. I don't give a fuck about knocking anybody out, honestly. That's the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? I knock you out, you go to sleep, you feel nothing. You got an easy way out. out the ring. I stop people by fucking hurting them, by actually hurting them and them rethinking, should I get up or not? Because that fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And that's the type of power that I possess. I don't possess knockout power. I'll say that. I don't possess knockout power. I don't need knockout power. I possess hurt power. I possess power that's gonna break you and make you quit. That's the kind of power that I bring. So, and I've said that in past promo videos, funny enough. I'm like, yo, 90% of the time when I'm at a ring, I'm trying to have fun and dance around and, pick my opponent apart. The other 10% when I'm in that ring is let me hit this motherfucker as hard as I can and make him rethink his life.
Oh boy, man. So what did Dave Feldman and Serge and the guys in the back tell you after the
Yeah,
fight? I mean, what they say to you guys? What did they say to you?
they're they were, they were happy I won. They they know I'm like a very humble, respectful fighter. So they were happy for my victory because they thought I deserved it because of how every time I come in the fight, how appreciative I am, how I talk to all the staff, everybody, how thankful and grateful I am. I think they really appreciate that. So to them, it's good to see someone like that be on top. Obviously, they have no control. If I would have lost that night, they would have been just as happy for Reber, of course.
Mhm.
But they all just thought I was very deserving of it. They thought I moved my career how it should have been done. They all thought it was my time, and they were cool.
You
You
got a
know.
performance bonus for the fight, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Performance.
Was it a nice one?
Well, I haven't received it yet, so we're gonna find out.
I'm sure it'll be nice, man. So now I mean, you don't have anything scheduled. You're the champion. You now, I mean, in a sense, I don't know if BKFC you can pick your opponent. I don't know if it's like UFC seems like these guys kind of now become picking and choosing who they want to fight type deal.
I think they'll give me
Or
the option. I think they'll
yeah,
give me the option. I think they'll give me guys.
uh-huh.
You know, I think they'll
Who-
definitely say no if I bring someone up that doesn't make sense. They'll definitely turn it down.
mhm,
But they'll give me the option. I guess they'll probably, I'm assuming they'll give me a list of guys and be like, which, this guy, this guy, this guy's deserving for the next title fight.
mhm,
Who would you want to choose out of these three guys?
mhm.
I feel like that's how it will go, but I know who I want
Okay,
already.
so before we get there, I know who you want as well, but I know you had that back and forth with Kai Stewart in the post fight, and he supposedly was supposed to have a fight announced on Monday, and I haven't heard it announced yet.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
think I,
thought.
I thought the fight was going to be probably Cody Garbrandt. I thought that would be the announcement. Haven't heard it yet, so clearly that's not a done deal. We have Knucklemania announced yesterday. We got Lorenzo Hunt fighting Yoel Romero. We got Ben Rothwell fighting Arlovsky. You got the rematch with Bonner and Soto going on. I also think that you probably now that you're carrying the strap, you can fight anywhere. You should fight anywhere. Like, would you
Yeah,
want to do a
that's the
travel?
goal.
Would you want to travel and fight in Dubai or Italy or one of these places?
One
I don't think
hundred
Italy,
percent.
I don't think Italy will happen because they want to have Italians. It seems like on the card there, and
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to play with the Italian judging, personally,
right,
um,
right,
because
right.
I thought Bonner beat Tenaglia clearly and got and
I thought
Kamosi
Bonner.
clearly.
I
Huh?
thought the same thing. I thought the same thing you're thinking.
I thought Kamosi got completely fucked over against Sakara personally. That fight wasn't even close, and
Yeah,
he
that
got wasn't
Kamosi
close.
100% won that fight.
He won every round. It was like
100%.
you know how it goes when you're watching you see this more in boxing where a guy is winning by so much every round and then he doesn't win the round by as much. So they say, "Oh, well the other guy won the round." No, he still won the
Right,
round
right.
and it seems like because he didn't dominate enough, they gave it to Sakara. So, but yeah, like a Dubai because I think they might be doing that in April or something like that or
I would love if they're doing Dubai in April, sign me the fuck up and you know who You
So
know who?
give me your three, and I mean, give me your three, and then obviously your number one fight. Who do you want? Who do you want to be your fight?
Well, first things first, I'm the champion. I don't call anybody out. They gotta fucking beg to fight
Mm.
me.
Who would you be interested? Who would you be interested in fighting then for your next fight?
Jamel Herring, world champion, a real name with a real resume. That's who I want. That's who that's who deserves it. Even if he hasn't had a bare knuckle fight yet, he is a world champion. He's a real professional. That's who I want to fight. And if that fight can happen in Dubai, main event, I'm all in. All in. But I did see Jamel has a fight. I saw his box rec the other day. He has a fight scheduled in January, I think.
For
But
BKFC
regardless,
already?
no, 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 boxing.
Boxing. Oh, he's still
Boxing.
boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But regardless. And I even made comments on bare knuckle and tagged Jamel and like he knows I want to fight him. He has been very vocal about wanting to fight directly for the belt as well.
Hmm.
And, I've tagged Feldman. I don't know if he's seen it, but I'm like, on their last Dubai post, I said, me and Jamel Herring. I tagged Jamel, and Jamel responded. Like, so he knows. He
Hmm.
knows that I want to fight him. He's down. I'm sure he's down to fight. He's been talking about fighting for the belt. So
Hmm.
that's the fight I want to make. Those are the special fights that I keep talking about that I want to fight. When I talk about the bare knuckle guys coming up with 4 fights, no disrespect to them at all. I think they're all deserving. I think they all are. I think they're all good, but I think they need to build a resume still. If we're gonna, I want gigantic fights.
Hmm.
I want big seller fights, and with big selling fights, that's means a bigger payday for the both of us, right? That's what I want. I don't like. I've been very vocal about not wanting to be champ because
You fight less. I can't
of
hear
a
you.
champ. I don't want
Yeah.
to be broke
Go
dead
back.
champ. You know
Well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
When you're the champ, you fight less, typically, right?
And right, and that too. So I mean, I'll probably only fight twice next year,
What'd you
and
fight? Five, six times over 18 months?
I had in 18 months, I did 6 fights.
That's a lot.
And I did obviously 9 fights in less than 3 years. And I started late, bro. I've literally skyrocketed above all these guys who started back in 2018
Hmm.
or 2020, 2021. And I'm right there with them. And I started 2, 3 years later.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah. Um, but if it's not out the country, I would really love to bring this belt back to my hometown, Seattle. I would really love to defend the belt in Seattle. all the all the kids I grew up with, all the people I went to school with, just seeing this the guy who's always talked about it growing up actually make it happen. I want to bring that back to the hometown. So either Seattle or like a different country like Dubai. Um,
Are they
or if
approved?
we,
Are they approved in Washington State to have BKFC up there?
I don't think so. That's the problem. So
Okay.
I want to get on the call with Feldman and kind of
Yeah.
try to try to sway him in that direction. But we'll
Yeah.
see. Like I think either if I go out the country, I definitely want to do Philippines. That's a big one. Philippines, Thailand, uh, Dubai. Definitely not Italy, like you said. Dubai and Philippines are top two outside the country. Australia would have been cool. I think they're doing Australia in January.
Yeah, I think they're doing it again. I think they're doing it now because it got stopped this past year. They were going to do it and it got
Right,
yes and then no and then they had to
right.
cancel it
Fucking
and so forth.
Japan, shit. Take me to Japan. Anyway, like I definitely want to get out the country, but we'll start slow. If we can find a different state to fight in first, uh, on a big Jersey card, or they probably won't go back to Jersey, but on a big Philly card like Knucklemania, if Knucklemania in Philly was in April, I would have loved to be
Yeah.
on that card. With a big venue that they've done in the past. Um,
I mean, they did
uh,
shoot. Well, they did the Philly, they did the Jersey building. I don't think yeah, Jersey, I don't know how that I wasn't Jersey didn't go too well.
yeah,
I
any
don't
big
think.
one. Even I mean, hey, if I gotta stay in Miami again, I would love to
Well,
fight
they
at like the
talked to. I mean,
Kaseya Center or the Panthers Arena or some shit like
I
that, you
mean,
know?
it seems like they're kind of alluding to the Kaseya Center in Miami at some point for
That's what I'm
some
saying. So
mega
like
event.
if I'm gonna fight in Florida again, I want to fight at the Kaseya Center.
Okay.
A big venue with
Mhm.
20,000 people.
That's awesome.
People need to
Right.
know who Joy. I think I got a lot of buzz this fight.
Mhm.
My Instagram's blown up. Um, but people need to this is the first time people are hearing about Joyboy.
Do you
And I'm
manage
9 fight
yourself? Do you manage yourself? Does your coach manage you, or do you have?
No,
How's your
I have a
management
manager.
system?
I have a
Th-
manager.
Has, has your
His
has
name's
has his phone started ringing a lot?
we're in the works. We're in the works. He does a good job. He does a good job. You know, he keeps me in the loop with a lot of different things. Um, yeah.
That's
My
good.
management team is mainly MMA. Like they have a
Yeah.
lot of UFC. They have a lot of UFC fighters, a lot of Hispanic UFC fighters.
Hmm.
They have a big team. Like they're a big team. Um, but we're looking to take over the BK boxing area.
You spar with pretty much boxers, like you mentioned. Are there any other BKFC fighters in your gym?
Just Rambo HD, you know, just because I've known them in the amateurs.
Hmm.
Um, Rambo HD, I've sparred bare knuckle. Who else? Chris Garcia,
Hmm.
I've sparred. Those three from bare knuckle.
Have you?
G, G,
The-
I sparred G. Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Heck, I mean, since you mentioned them, what are your thoughts? The fact that HD talked retired. You know, I mean, I don't know that it'll last, but
Man, I love HD, man, and because he's humble. He's paved the way for the rest of us Florida BKFC fighters. He doesn't turn down a fight. He fights
never.
his ass, you know, he fights his ass off. He's been through the ringer. Like, I have mad respect for HG, and I hate to obviously see him retire, but I respect his decision. I think it's very selfless of him. You know, it's kind of
Mhm.
like me and him kind of share a similar thought process. You know, he wants to make sure he's healthy for, you know, his grandkids and, you know, his family and his kids and that's where I'm at, you know, like I want to take this to the moon, but at the same time, I'm not afraid of giving up this life
Mhm.
for my family and my loved ones. And, you know, I've already had that in the back of my mind. I'm not ready to quit yet. Um, but it puts a lot of stress on my girlfriend and it's gonna put a lot of stress on my daughter when she gets to that age. And I don't want that for them. I don't.
I mean, that cut he had, like that split on his eyelid was
And pulling
gross.
it
And
off,
he
that was
pulled it off,
that was
like,
nasty.
and he told me he pulled it off because he couldn't see. Like it was blurring his vision, so he just yanked it off.
He's
And
savage,
he would have continued
bro.
fighting, he said. He wasn't gonna stop fighting.
And that's another thing, bro. His determination and his willpower,
Insane.
dude, he fights with breaking broken hands. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yes.
when I said I'll break my hand and still fight, that's what I mean. Like HD, he's broken his hands in the middle of his fights and he kept fighting, you know? And I look up to HD. I think, you know, he's sending a good message and he's paving the way for a lot of fighters.
What do you think of the Rambo fight and his little dance he does after that? I mean, that
I
knockout he
love
had against A. Samuels was,
man,
that knockout was ridiculous, man.
I love Rambo too, bro. Rambo, man, he cracks me the fuck up, man. I love watching him fight because I know it's just gonna be a show every time. And he has a personality. He's a goofball just like me. Like we're cool. I'm super cool with Rambo, super cool with HD. Yeah, I love man, I just love seeing people I fuck with succeed, man. Honestly.
What did you think of the announcements yesterday? I mean, Rothwell Arlovsky, I think, was kind of expected. You know, they have the history. Arlovsky's a former UFC guy. He's a big name.
Did they fight in the
Uh,
UFC? I heard.
Twice. They fought once in the UFC and once in Affliction, and Arlovsky won both times, knockout
Okay.
in '08, like 17 years ago. And then in 19, he won a decision in the UFC over Rothwell. And, I think bare knuckles different, just
I
totally
think
different.
Rothwell's gonna win. Yeah.
Rothwell is the size of he's the size of a freaking mountain.
Yeah.
But the more so that fight announcement with Lorenzo Hunt and Yoel Romero, I did not see that fight coming this fast. I know Hunt has a hit list and
Yeah.
Romero's on it,
Yeah,
But
that came
it
out of
didn't
nowhere. Those are the fights I fucking love though.
like
The
that
least expected
fight.
ones come out of nowhere, and you're just like, that's what gets the crowd like, whoa, that's the type of shit I want. I want
He's
people to go, whoa, jaws drop when they see me fight.
like when you watch the Hunt. I'm sure you saw the Hunt fight against Dyer,
Hmm.
and the knockout after he got dropped a couple times. And I thought he was in a bit of trouble. I mean, he says he wasn't, but I mean that's fighter talk to me. But I think he got in a little bit of trouble, but he has that
I
disgusting power.
Yeah, he did it twice, back to back, to Richmond to Dyer,
I mean,
and
he puts them into another planet.
crazy. After
It
getting dropped, after getting dropped.
and you ask him, I asked him, was that the best punch you ever landed? He said no.
It'd be like that. No,
What
seriously,
the
it's
fuck
like,
is a better punch than that? You knocked the guy out to where he was like you nailed him
but
to a cross like
but
Jesus on
what?
the
Yeah,
crucifix.
yeah. But what's going through our head in the perfect punch that we're trying to land, you know, in that moment, it's if he was probably shocked when it happened in the moment.
He said it was an earlier fight that he had. I forget if he says it was Lozano was the name or something, an earlier fight. But the fact that
Thank you, bro.
he knocks guys out like that, I mean, I think Yoel Romero was. I know he's a tough
I'm
motherfucker, bro, but I think
Yeah,
he is in a world that Lorenzo Hunt is different. Like, remember that damn
yeah,
stupid little social media thing where some guy put an egg in his arm and said, "I'm built different." No, that dude is just different.
yeah.
There is
Yeah, yeah, no, Lorenzo shocked me, man.
he's wild.
He looked a little smaller this fight too.
Yeah, he was. He dropped the 180. He was on 185 pounds.
That's right, that's right. I'm thinking back to his heavyweight fight. That's right.
This one's back at two. They're doing this at 210. Actually, I found out. Not even 205.
Oh, they're doing this at 210.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
So
actually more excited for the Bonner,
that's gonna be a
Tony Soto fight.
that's a slugfest. They're gonna
I
kill each other.
think, yeah, I think that's gonna be fight of the night, and yeah. But
I mean,
sometimes I like when those fights are like feature fight or co-main event because the entire crowd is present.
hmm
Some people tend to walk out on the last fight, especially if
hmm
the guys they're there for are
hmm
finished fighting. Sometimes it's cool to just be co-main event or the feature fight opposed to the main event. But
hmm Yeah. No, man. So what do you have planned for the next couple of? You got Christmas coming up now, New Year's. I mean, you're still gonna
hmm
train, I know,
we're
but
going snowboarding next week. We got a little week vacation to end off the last week of the year.
you're
And
leaving Florida then
just
because there's no snow here. So where you
yeah, we're
heading to?
leaving. We're going to Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we always do a year family trip at the end of the year with my girlfriend's family.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, man. So going back to all these fighters calling me out and commenting on my shit, like, oh, I'm like, dude, like, keep your nuts in your fucking pants and just relax, brother. Like, I just fought. It's the end of the year. We got the holidays coming up. I just had a baby. The last thing I'm thinking about is yo ass. Like, and not only that, you think just because you're calling me out, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, let's do it. No, bro, it's gonna happen on my time. I'm the champ now. It's gonna happen on my time. You are getting the opportunity from me, not the other way around.
What's
And
the
I'm just
deal with
keeping it real.
what's the true deal? And you said it in the ring. I mean, maybe there's more to it, but what is the real deal with you and Kai Stewart?
Not really, man. I give him his props, The biggest thing is, why is my name in your mouth if you're not gonna do anything about it? First it was, you haven't earned it yet. Then it was, um, when you get the belt, you're in trouble. And now it's, oh, I'm getting stripped if I come down to 135. Well, bro, listen, if you keep bringing my fucking name in your mouth, if you want to see me lose so bad, if you think you're gonna fuck me up, but you're too scared to strip your title, then shut the fuck up and keep my name out your mouth. If you're not gonna make it happen, if you're not gonna strip yourself and come down, keep my fucking name out your mouth. Keep dominating at 145. I like seeing what you're doing. I think Kai got his thing going. It might be annoying or whatever, but I respect how he's moving because he's winning, he's making noise, and No one's beating him. I
Mhm.
respect that. But stop fucking talking about this guy at the weight class below you and talking about coming down to fight him if you're not going to do it. If you're not going to sacrifice your title for it, because if you sacrifice your title, you have that potential of losing to me, and now you're champless. Now you're square
Yeah.
one again, and you don't want to risk that. So shut the fuck up. Give me my props. I'll give you your props. You dominate your division. I'll dominate my division, and we can go on a happy, merry way. You know? Until then, shut up.
Let me ask you
It's
this.
very simple.
Let me ask you this. Would you ever consider another division once you feel like you've done what you need to do at 35? Would you ever consider one? I think this is obviously the opposite way of what most people go, but what'd you weigh in at this fight? 134 and a half pounds, something like that?
134 on the dot.
Would you fight at 25? Could you make that
I'm not.
25?
Nah,
Fuck no.
maybe,
You know,
maybe,
I know
but I
45 you can
would
make no problem. I mean, but then there'd be a
25. I could possibly make it. I would literally have to no cheat meal, stay as disciplined as
yeah.
can be, and that's not a road I'm willing to take,
All
honestly.
right. No, I
But
feel you.
I've always talked about moving up at 145. I even talked about going to 145 before I even fought for the belt
Yeah.
at 135, just because I'm sick of the weight cut. But what this last fight showed me is that if I stick to the plan and do what I got to do, 135 is no problem. So I kind of rewired my way of thinking, and I think I'm gonna stay at 135 for
So
a while.
I saw the way you took a picture of the scale. You were 161.6 the other day. Are you
Yeah,
lower than that now? Or are you still at that weight around there? Is that your walk around weight?
I'm like 148 right now. I was I had a little fucking I had my baby
Uh,
stroller. I was holding it behind my back.
oh,
Because
okay.
I just be teasing people online, I like fucking with people's heads, bro. That's
Well,
all.
I mean, I've seen guys' weights jump like 25 pounds
Well,
overnight.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I was 161 before this fight, 100%.
Okay.
Like I get
Yeah.
up,
That's
but
what you
I'm
mean
not
by
there
getting
yet.
that's what you mean by getting fat between fights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm not. It hasn't been that long. It usually takes like a month, month and a half for me to get back to 160. But I think because of how I took my weight cut this time, I don't think I'll ever hit 160 ever again. I think my body adjusted and I'm sitting low 150s, high 140s right now.
Bro, the last time I weighed 160 pounds, I was like 15, dude. Fuck, man.
Bro, I was a small kid growing up too.
uh,
I was like 120 pounds. I wrestled at 113 when I was in high school.
yeah, okay.
I was a tiny little kid. When I first started boxing, I was like 130. It wasn't until I started boxing that I started gaining all this weight because it just made me hungry. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
scarfing my face.
When you showed those pictures that you posted up when you were first started, what did you think when you're looking at these pictures of yourself? I saw the picture you in between two guys. I think you had yellow hair or really short
Yeah, I'm
buzz.
like, yeah, I was like, yo, that guy was a loser. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who the fuck is that kid? I was making fun of myself. I was like, oh hell no.
Have you heard from Conor McGregor?
No. Um, he swiped up on one of my stories because I posted that custom
Yeah.
bare-knuckle shotgun that I got made for my team. But
Yeah.
other than that, no, I haven't really heard from him. He'll post me on the stories. But that's about it. I actually never really had a conversation with him yet.
Are they gonna start, have they? I mean, you probably haven't had these talks yet, but are they gonna start flying you into events to around the country now?
Probably
You know,
not, because I just bought my plane ticket to Philly for Knucklemania, so they'll probably not. But they are giving me a ticket to the fight, so I won't
okay.
complain. I have family up in Philly anyways,
Hmm.
so I usually fly anytime I fly up to Philly, I go visit them, I stay with them. So it's no big deal to me, honestly. But that's one thing I was talking to somebody else about is like BKFC. I feel like they need to do a better job of putting the spotlight on all their fighters and taking that initiative to reach out to fighters and fly them out to different events and put them on camera as a spectator and put the little graphic with their name and the division they fight in, just so people know, who they are. Because right now, I go to a bare knuckle event, no one knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
They will
Okay.
now because I
Yeah,
have a
they will.
belt around my shoulder. I'm definitely pulling up the Philly with the belt. But like before, I was ranked number one. Everyone just looked at me like another guy coming to watch the fights. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
know who I was. They didn't know I fought. So I think that's kind of goes back. It kind of hurts their company in a way, and I don't want to say hurt. That's kind of like I, but
I get it.
I say that because you want people to know your fighters.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna do that? It's not just you can't just post them when they win and then you post them and then you forget about them. You gotta take that initiative to brand your fighters. You're the company. You're the one with the following. Your fighters aren't the ones with the following yet because they don't have that career yet.
Mhm.
So I think they could do a little bit better job of putting the limelight on other guys, especially guys who are undefeated, especially guys who are in the rankings. If you're top five, you should definitely be getting flown out, especially if you have a fight coming up. Get flown out, put me on camera front row at Knucklemania, you know,
I mean, they will now.
and
They will have you on camera, I'm sure, at Knucklemania now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then, well, for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about
Yeah, in
everybody,
general.
everybody,
Um,
even the guy, the 3-0, 4-0 guys,
yeah.
like me, like obviously, yeah, they'll put me. They've been doing a better job with me actually, um, with this fight, and now that I
Hmm.
have the belt, so
Yeah.
I'm appreciative of that. Um, but you gotta do that for every fighter.
I mean, unless they get into fist fights ringside like Mike Richmond and Elmore did during
Right,
their
that's a good
fight.
way. That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, people want to beat each other up at ringside. It's wild, man. But yo, man, I appreciate your time, brother. It's
Yeah,
always a pleasure.
I think this is
Congratulations
the
on this
longest
one.
we've talked for.
Yeah, man. No, this one was not. I just think the story behind everything, not just winning, but the 2 weeks that you went through. I don't know if a lot of guys can handle that. I mean, it takes a certain mindset to deal with. Because I had a baby. I mean, I didn't have it. My
Yeah,
wife did, but it's like that. I'm not a professional fighter, but it's even hard to do your job,
yeah,
let
yeah,
alone
yeah. I was, I
train.
was, I was working
You
full time. I was
know,
taking care of a baby full time. I was training full
yeah,
time. Yeah, absolutely. But
it's hard.
I look at these UFC fighters with construction jobs going to work the next day after just getting their biggest win of their
Yeah,
career, and I'm like, what's my excuse?
no, yeah.
That's a real professional right there. That's a real dog who's willing to go through the gutter to get where he wants to get.
And that guy,
And that's
I think he quit his job the next day because he got like a bonus. That was the guy I think we're talking about, the
You're
construction
talking about
worker.
Wellmaker. Yeah, the Wellmaker. But then another construction maker beat him and upsetted him. Yeah. And he went back to work the next
He went
week.
back to work. Did
So what am I?
Wellmaker
Who am I to complain? Who am
did
I to
Wellmaker
complain?
did Wellmaker go back to the construction job? Did the UFC fire
No,
him yet? Because
he's still fighting full time. I think he got fight of the month or something like that. I like that
okay.
guy. Yeah, yeah. I like seeing guys come up, man. It's a truce. It's a I'm just
No, man, it's a dope story, and people should hear
yeah.
stuff like this. And
Yeah.
obviously, you know, I remember you said you didn't want to be champion this fast because you wanted to build your name up, your resume up, and look, you're 9-0.
Yeah. Not that
You
I
know,
didn't want to be champion,
no, no, but
not that I
you,
disrespected the belt, but
no,
like
I
I
understand.
wanted to create a presence first.
No, I get, no, I completely get it. I mean, look, I mean, BKFC is still not completely mainstream yet to people,
Right.
and
Right.
I mean,
This is the year though. I think this
yeah,
is the year.
but when Conor McGregor, did his thing with the UFC, it wasn't, and real shit, it wasn't like he had beaten some like killers.
Yeah.
He was just talking his talk. He's
Right.
just gifted on the mic,
Right.
and he knows how he responds perfectly. I mean, it also helped that he had a country behind him. The U.S. is different. The U.S. cheers for everybody. They'll cheer
Yeah.
for other countries against Americans. They'll
If
yeah,
you're an American fighter,
yeah,
you'll get more hate than
yeah,
support.
then support. But he was getting all kinds of love from Americans and the Irish, the country,
Yeah,
Ireland.
yeah,
But then on top of that, he's talking his shit. He's knocking dudes out with precision strikes like that. And even though, like, I mean, I remember his first few fights. I mean, Diego Brandao was a good fighter, but he wasn't anywhere near his level. And
yeah. Right.
even the Mendez fight. Well, Mendez took that fight on like a week or two weeks notice, and he was
Yeah.
completely out of shape. and but he's getting the job done going in. By that point, he has this cult like following, and I get it. You want that cult like following? That's the
Yeah.
brand, you
Yeah,
know.
right, right.
Like where
It's
people
important.
still at this point. I mean, what Connor's 37 years old. He hasn't won a fight in however long, and if he fights tomorrow, everybody's still gonna turn that shit on.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
exactly.
know. So no, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. It's working for you, man. And have you ever been knocked down in a BKFC fight?
Uh,
I don't remember seeing
uh
you even get knocked down yet.
they didn't count it a knockdown. My second bare knuckle fight, I took like a scooping uppercut that kind of threw
Mhm.
me off balance, and I fell over, but I caught myself like instantly. Like I
Okay.
think the ref was like, I can't count that a
Yeah.
knockdown. It was Andrew Glenn.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, if you want to be technical, if I was truly a outside viewer and you want to be technical, it was a knockdown
Okay.
because
Okay.
my knee touched the canvas, but they didn't count it a knockdown because I think because it was like one of those flash knockdowns. He kind of
Yeah.
scooped me, I stumbled over, touched the ground. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a boom drop, you
Yes.
know.
Gotcha. No, I
So
because but I've seen, I've seen 6 of your fights live. Like your
yeah,
career's been like this, and
yeah,
I've seen your fights live. I mean, all of them at the Hard Rock, and it's just like it's been so fast and what you've done. And I mean, dude, man, you have a lot to be proud of, bro. Seriously, like you can take a look, take a step, take a breath for a second, like yo, yeah, you're here, man, and that's awesome, man. I
yeah.
congratulate
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate
Happy
that.
for you, man, and appreciate you coming on the show and looking forward to the next one, brother.
Thank you,
So
bro. We'll see you
everyone,
beginning of next year. Beginning of next year,
yeah,
probably.
folks, man, follow Justin Ibarrola on his social media, man. Yeah, he is on the come up. He is the BK. I mean, he's here. Forget on the come. He has arrived. He is the BKFC Bantamweight
I'm
champion of the
here.
world, 9-0. Just had an epic knockout last weekend. If you haven't seen it, go. I don't know if it's on the Zone on the app or whatever. Go watch this fight because if you want to see a clean overhand, that I mean, devastating shot. You got to go watch this fight, man. It was, in my opinion, a surgical and clinical performance. Preparation. What is that? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Well, you were prepared, man. This is real shit. And
Thanks, bro.
that's all we got for today. This episode of Combat Corner, man. Again, Justin Joyboy Ibarrola, BKFC Bantamweight champion. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We will be on, I'm sure, again on Combat Corner before then. But Joy Boy, man, Merry Christmas, brother. Appreciate you,
Thank you,
man.
brother. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
God bless, man. We're out. Come on now.
I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah. They know I'm going all in. Through the blood and the sweat, y'all know me close to being done yet, I'm going all in. I've been down from the jump. Ain't no love lost, we just really doing us. Go and take your seat, looking silly getting up. Y'all know what it is, let me tell them what it was. It was 24/7 on